Here's a quick demo using Unreal Engine 4.25 and Raytracing with Raytracing Reflections and Raytracing GI. This is using an RTX 2080 Super, which was about £700 at the time of purchase. So I made and lit this motorbike scene in Blender previously, and I was curious to see if it was possible to create the same thing using Unreal Engine, and the results are really quite cool. So I put some lights in, some rectangular lights, and so there's a rim light up at the top, and here's an edge light, here's another edge light, and here's just one coming in at the front there. However, I decided to use just a plane with a texture connected to it, and this is a softbox texture, and it's in EXR, so there's some dynamic range in there. And then the material I created looks like this. So it's a standard material with the texture sample plugged into the base color and the emissive, but with a multiply to be able to control the intensity. So if I change that to 0, then it ceases to become an emitting material, and it just becomes white. So if we close this, and I just want to demonstrate what happens when I pull this in front of the bike with respect to this particular camera is linked here. That's what you're seeing. And I think this is just really fantastic for placing reflections, things like that. So if I duplicate this board and we add another in here, maybe we want to try and highlight the wheel. So we could perhaps just move this down a touch, or maybe move it in. Being able to see the results in real time is pretty incredible. Not that you can't do that in Blender and other packages, but this is like for like, and I'm really impressed with that. So these are picking up some very rewarding highlights and reflections there. And then when we start to add in the other lights that we had on, and that's interesting. It does kind of seem like the exposure on Unreal Engine is maybe soaking up some of those highlights. Maybe not. I'm not sure. Some more testing to be done there. But yeah, I'm really happy with that technique. I think I'll be using that going forwards to enhance this as much as I can to produce a final result.